Hello and welcome to your entrance explanation to what my elimination game is and my introduction to the Pokemon Generation 9 Starter Elimination Game. Alright, this is going to be a little scuffed video, but I just want to get this out quick, and I'm kind of running out of time since it starts in like 2 days, so let me just get this out of the way. So what is an elimination game? Real fast, real quick, an elimination game is a game where you have a number of contestants, a number of characters, a number of things, and they're all going up against each other. You're going to vote positively on one and negatively on the other, and that is one vote. The goal is to eliminate all of the other ones except the one we're supporting. Once every other one is eliminated, then a winner is decided. Right now, my elimination game works a little differently, and my elimination game works are exclusive to Twitch, by the way, just so you know. Twitch.tv/uintent. Alright, so I put a spin on it, and the way this is going to work is that I have a turn-based system. So with my elimination games, I got a lot of the effects and a lot of the fun stuff that I had when I used to do it on Vigi charts and stuff like that, is that I introduced the wheel, the event wheel. In other Pokemon elimination games, I had 3 different wheels. I had the event wheel, the status wheel, or the effect wheel, and the item wheel. And that would also lead to stuff like the weather wheel and all the other stuff being put into place, and the TM wheel. Either way, all these wheels are returning, but on your actual turn, you will only be able to spin the event wheel. The event wheel kind of gives you the option of spinning TM wheels, spinning any of the other wheels, but the event wheel essentially is set up so that it puts effects on the board. And once you vote, which a turn will pass as you vote, and that's when effects such as if a Pokemon is poisoned and such, all of those happen after the vote. All of the effects that have been put on the board happen all in a specific order right after that happens. So we'll get into how all of that works, and I'll go through everything fully in voting very soon. But there's one thing I have to hit on before we get into that, and that is my new anti-troll rules. I put these in place because a lot of people love to troll, and it got out of hand at one point, and elimination games got kind of very iffy, and I'm trying to just make sure that we have a baseline of we are focusing on characters, not each other, not the viewers. So these are some simple rules I put in place to basically counteract the trolling that I did not like and the trolling in general. Number 1, no forming alliances that don't benefit the character you're supporting. Now, here's the thing that I mean when I say this. I'm going to say the characters you're supporting. That means, for me, if I was playing in this elimination game, I would be supporting all of my starter Pokemon that I've chosen, and maybe Cyndaquil as well, though I technically have chosen Cyndaquil now, the Legends Arceus, with my main focus being on my favorites being Squirtle and Trico. If I suddenly turned around and started to downvote Squirtle or Trico because I formed an alliance with a friend and I want my friend's Pokemon to win, I would consider that trolling, because you're not supposed to be trying to do something based off of your friend or another viewer. It's supposed to be based off the character yourself. So if you would never in your life of the day choose, I don't know, say Coco over Squirtle, then you shouldn't be upvoting Coco and downvoting Squirtle. Just an example out there, but that's it. Another one, number 2, is revenge against a person who eliminated one of your favorites by downvoting another of your favorites because they support it. This happened recently in the Legendary Elimination game where Tommy lost one of his Pokemon that he was supporting because Waters was supporting it, and then he turned around and downvoted the other Pokemon he was supporting because that's the one Waters was supporting. I don't want any of that. No petty revenge, none of that shit. That just leads to a whole lot of confusion, and nobody wins because you just downvoted a Pokemon that you like. For what reason? For petty revenge? And that just creates a problem because now you're just targeting another player. You're supposed to be targeting the characters, not other players. Alright, we don't want no confusion in this tier, so that is another big aspect of it. Downvoting a character simply because I like them while you have no real dislike for this character. I've been streaming for a while, and I want to make this clear. My chat likes to troll me, and it gets kind of annoying when I know, oh yeah, I really like this Pokemon, or I really like this character, and then I host an elimination game and that character happens to be a part of it because of a theme, and then all of a sudden you decide, now is the time for me to downvote this one even though I like it. I'm not doing that. I refuse. Last Starter Elimination game, that shit went down right at the start with everyone's like, oh well, we know you like Squirtle, so we're gonna kill I'm not doing that shit. Not this time. Okay? Alright? I'm making it very clear. You're going to be doing it based off of character, not anyone's likes or dislikes. Only your own like and your own dislike. You are supposed to start an elimination game going after your dislikes, not your likes. This sounds kind of like a lot, but trust me, this helps limit a lot because it got very tense in one of my previous elimination games because of all of this. So I'm just putting this blanket statement out here. No trolling. Here it is. Straight up. Y'all see it on the screen. Alright? You understand? This is how it goes down. Alright, now let's get into the Pokemon Starter Elimination Game Generation 9 Edition. The way this one is going to work... The way this one is going to work is that you can only vote once every stream. And this is going to be exclusive to Twitch. Each vote will cause a turn to pass and do a set amount of damage. When a Pokemon is in its base form, they will gain 1 HP per vote, and the Pokemon that they attack will do 2 damage to, so they'll lose 2 HP. Middle stages will gain 2 HP but do 4 damage, and final stages will gain 3 HP and deal 6 damage. Pokemon can also use type-based moves to do extra damage, where if you use a type-based move, it's super effective, it will do double the damage. That goes for quadruple damage, and that goes for Pokemon moves that are resisted. They will do half damage if they're resisted. All normal type moves will hit every Pokemon, even if they're resisted or even if they are immune to it. And normal type moves do 1 extra damage compared to the regular damage you can do. So if a base form Pokemon used a normal move, instead of doing 2 damage, it will do 3. Middle form will do 5 instead of 4. Final stage will do 7 instead of 6. That's a lot of damage, by the way. That's 7 damage. Woo-wee! Alright. Now, again, to make it even, some Pokemon have quadruple weaknesses. I'm capping it at ×2 and capping it at -2. At half damage as well for effective moves. Now, since this is Pokemon, and Pokemon, as you can see, they have base form, they can evolve and they can grow, Pokemon gain experience and they level up during this elimination game. Every positive vote a Pokemon gains, then that Pokemon will gain 1 experience point towards evolving. Towards leveling up, I should say. Every Pokemon will start at level 5, and every Pokemon will need a total of 4 experience points to level up to the next level. They will not learn new moves via leveling up. New moves have to be gotten through the TM wheel and the event wheel. Now, when a Pokemon hits their evolution level, like for example, Cyndaquil gets level 14, they will automatically evolve into Quilava and whatnot and what's forth. For Pokemon like Cyndaquil, who now have Hisuian forms, if they ever do make it to their final forms, you will have the choice of which form you'd like them to take on, if you're the one that does the vote that causes them to evolve, or does the item that causes them to evolve. Now, let's get into some other things that happen during this elimination game. First, we have 7 status effects in this elimination game. The first is sleep. When a Pokemon is asleep, they will not be able to act between 2 to 5 turns. If an action was selected before the Pokemon is to go to sleep, like we have a bunch of stuff in the queue and everyone's queuing up and someone gets sleep and they set a Pokemon to sleep and you already submitted your vote will still go through, but your vote will not work. It will still cause a turn to pass, but you will lose your vote. So be very careful with how you do your votes. Paralysis, there's a 25% chance to miss an action if needed. If your action is paralyzed, then you also miss your vote. It's as simple as that. Same with Frozen. 25% chance of unthaw, so you have to try to risk it. There's a 75% chance your vote will not work, but a 25% chance you thaw them out. Again, keep this in mind when it comes to what you're doing. Burn is very simple. Every turn, even if the Pokemon is not involved, they will take 1 point of damage, and when they do their negative votes, they will only do half damage. For example, a base form Pokemon will go up 1 HP, and then they will only deal 1 HP in damage. And then they probably won't actually increase in HP because Burn takes away that 1 HP they just gained. So that is Burn. Then there's Poison. Poison is just Burn without the actual halving of it. It just does 1 damage and that's it. But there's also Badly Poison, Toxic Poison, however you want to put it out there. When a Pokemon is badly poisoned, every turn, the amount of damage they take from the poison increases by 1. So on turn 1, they'll take 1 damage. On turn 2, they'll take 2. Turn 3, they'll take 3. So after 3 turns, that Pokemon would have taken 6 points of damage. So keep that in mind. Toxic is by far, badly poisoned is by far the most difficult and most powerful and most potent status we have. Confusion, when a Pokemon is confused, the Pokemon will be confused for between 2 to 5 turns, and there's a 25% chance that it will instead deal 2 damage to themselves instead of attacking the Pokemon they're attacking. And Flinch is a one-time status that is caused by some effects. When a Pokemon is flinched, until they act. Until someone doesn't act, they will have this flinch status. Flinch status cannot be cured by anything. You have to do an action and knowing that action will fail or for flinch. Now, we've gone through status effects. Let's get through weather. There are 4 different types of weather. There is sandstorm, hail, sun, and rain. In sandstorm, the sandstorm will be placed on one of the Pokemon. The weather is placed on one Pokemon. The Pokemon that is directly on the sandstorm will take 3 damage every turn. And any Pokemon that is within 5 HP of that Pokemon that has sandstorm will take 2 HP of damage as they go down. For hail, the Pokemon that has hail on them will take 2 points of damage every turn. And any Pokemon within 10 points of them will lose 1 damage every turn. Sun is the opposite of sandstorm, so instead of losing 3 HP, they gain 3 HP, and anyone within 5 points gains 2 HP. Rain is the opposite of hail. 2 HP for the one it's on, 1 HP for anything inside the range that's going positive. Now, I've been talking a lot, I've been going fast. We're trying to get through this quickly. So there are quite a number of items for this elimination game. We have Orange Berries, Potions, Super Potion, Hyper Potion, and Full Restores. These all restore HP and they will be limited. Once the wheel lands on them, then that's gonna be it. They're not used again. We also have Raspberry cures Burn, Person, Confusion, Aspera's Freeze, Cherry is Paralysis, Chesto is Sleep, Pecha, which autocorrected to Peach because I totally planned that. Yeah, I thanks Google. Anyway, cures Poison and Badly Poison, Lumberry cures everything, and then we have to go into the special items, the more fun items. Let's look at the Sticky Barb. This is an item that deals 2 damage over 5 turns. Well, 2 damage every turn for 5 turns. If the Pokemon is attacked or attacked, the Pokemon that was holding the item transfers the item to the attacker or the Pokemon that it attacked, and they will take 2 points of damage at the end of the turn. The experience share comes in pairs. So if you roll an experience share, you give it to 2 Pokemon. If 1 Pokemon was to gain experience, the other Pokemon will also gain the same amount of experience. The Rocky Helmet, if the holder is attacked, then the attacker takes 2 points of damage. Choice Band, your attack power is doubled. However, your negative vote is now locked. So if you were to use a Choice Band and say, Charmander normals Snivy. So now Snivy will be taking 6 points of damage from that normal move, but Charmander is now locked into only using normal for the remainder of it. So that would be really bad to say, Snivy is weak to fire, so I use Charmander, fire on Snivy. And until that Choice Band is removed, Charmander is now locked into fire and cannot use anything else. So if I was to attack Squirtle, so my Squirtle would only take 2 points of damage. It's still the same as always because it's resistant, but compared to like a super effective hit with on Snivy, which would, I do 2 damage, 4 damage for super effective, and now 8 damage because the Choice Band. So yeah, Life Orb also doubles, but the Pokemon loses the life it would gain. So if it was going to gain +1 or +2, all of that is forfeit for the double the power. Lucky Egg, if a Pokemon's holding the Lucky Egg and they do an action, they'll get double the experience. So instead of 1 experience per vote, they get 2. If items are used on the Pokemon, they will also gain double the experience. For example, if experience candy is used, then instead of getting however set amount, they would instead gain double that. Safety Goggles protects the holder from negative effects of weather, so Sandstorm and Hail protected from. Rare Candy increases you by 1 level. Cover Cloak prevents from being flinched and also from being frozen. King's Rock gives you the chance to flinch if you're holding it and you attack another Pokemon. And the order of the effects are: the vote starts first, followed by your status and weather effects. They all happen at the same time, and mist effects, which are some of the things on the event wheel, such as the roll-up and such. And now, here's the reveal of the board. Here's how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look on stream. This is the event wheel. This is the item wheel, I should say. And there's a lot of stuff there going into it, and I was just fixing up some stuff here. But yeah, we have the Pokemon event wheel. It has a ton of effects on it. I can just roll it around. You can pause it up top. You can see a bunch of different effects. They haven't been randomized yet. They will be randomized before. I might still be adding some, but yes, this is the board. You will be upvoting and downvoting these Pokemon in alphabetical order, and this is how the elimination game is going to go. This was very long-winded, just to say, welcome to Pokemon Gen 9 Starter Elimination Game. you'll be able to vote and spin this wonderful wheel. Let me give it an even wheel. Let me give it the official first spin, even though it's not really going to be an official one because everything's in order. But boom, let's do a hypothetical event wheel turn. So I spin the event wheel. What happens? Grass Battle Royale. All the grass types will now be in a poll, and the winner will get 5, and every other grass type Pokemon that doesn't, the other grass type Pokemon then all lose 5 HP. I spin the wheel again. Let's do a second one. Let's see what happens. Let's give you a little taste of all the stuff that's on the event wheel. Alright, so we get experience candy. Give out 3 experience candy. If a Pokemon's holding a lucky egg, instead of 3, they'd be able to gain 6 experience. You need 4 experience to level up. So, essentially, if you have a lucky egg, that's a free level, plus extra experience over. Alright, so that's the event wheel. We have the item wheel, the TM wheel, which teaches moves to Pokemon. Because that's the only way you can gain moves. You spin the event wheel, and hopefully you get a thing. The status wheel has some of those debilitating effects. All those things. And I know this is long-winded, but I just wanted to try to get through everything, explain how the elimination game works, how it goes down, how everything is set to go. And hopefully everything makes sense, and I'm not just rambling for the sake of rambling. Alright. The Pokemon Starter Gen 9 Elimination Game begins this coming Wednesday, November 1st, during Multiplayer Variety Day. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of long-winded video. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to this. Pokemon Starter is really fun. Elimination Game in general is really fun, and I really want to do so. I will be trying to find a way to get YouTube to be able to join in on the fun, since I'm now streaming on both. So I'm gonna be trying to get my Stream Elements bot to be involved and use loyalty points for YouTube to handle that and find a way to actually get everything queued up. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that done this elimination game, but I will try. Alright, so once more, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope I didn't take too long talking your ears off for like 70 goddamn minutes straight. But yeah, that's the Pokemon Starter Elimination Game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the events roll out and making everything as crazy fun as always. And I will say one more thing, this elimination game is much simpler than my last one, so I'm hoping that y'all are able to actually just see how other people play it yourselves, and kind of understand how things roll out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you do join up the elimination game and do play on Twitch, never, and I mean never, use !Unite in my Twitch chat. Bye-bye now! Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you.